students, how are you all? I'm sure you all are doing perfect and enjoying your studies too. So children, let's begin with our next chapter, which is economic development by the government. Learning objectives are a need for a government and its function, economic presence of the government, infrastructure and basic facilities. The Indian government is committed towards the overall development of all sections of the society. The government is an important and essential component of the country. It is an institution that makes political, economic and social decisions to govern a country. In fact, it is the government body responsible for controlling a country or a state. तो एक गवर्नमेंट जो होती है वो एसेंशियल कंपोनेंट माना जाता है किसी भी कंट्री के लिए. ये एक इंस्टीट्यूशन होता है जो कि पॉलिटिकल, इकोनॉमिक एंड सोशल डिसीजंस लेती है किसी भी कंट्री के बिहाफ में या उसके लिए. नीड फॉर अ गवर्नमेंट एंड इट्स फंक्शन. In any society, the interests and problems of a vast number of its members cannot be the same. The difference of interest among the people or group causes conflict and lawlessness. So, to restore law and order, to ensure cooperation among the people, to make collective decisions and to get things done, a need for government as was felt. तो गवर्नमेंट की ज़रूरत इसलिए भी थी क्योंकि जो हमारे देश था वो आज़ादी के बाद बिखर सा गया था. तो एक संविधान बनाना बहुत ज़रूरी था जिसमें लोगों के राइट्स के बारे में, उनके फ्रीडम के बारे में, उनकी दूसरी चीज़ों के बारे में सोच सके. The government performs various functions such as maintaining laws and order, providing basic facilities, taking action on social issues, protecting the boundaries, undertaking relief measures, making rules, etc. Economic presence of a government. The effectiveness of a government is judged by its ability to work towards the welfare of people. Social welfare is possible only by there is economic prosperity. दिस रिक्वायर वेल डेवलप्ड इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर. तो अगर आपके पास वेल डेवलप्ड इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है तो आप इकोनॉमिकली तो ग्रो करोगी, साथ ही साथ आप सोशली भी ग्रो करोगे. Infrastructure and basic facilities. Infrastructure refers to the basic structure or requirement for the development of the economy. For example, transportation, electricity, education, healthcare, etc. The government works for the welfare of the people. It provides basic facilities to the people such as water supply, electricity, transportation, healthcare, education, etc. It builds roads, bridges, schools and hospitals, water supply and electricity, and provide postal and railway services. It is the responsibility of the government to ensure that all its citizens have enough to eat. It controls the increase in प्राइस ऑफ कम्युनिटीज़. तो ये सब बातें जो हैं ये हमारी सरकार ध्यान रखती है कि लोगों को फैसिलिटीज़ वगैरह प्रोवाइड करना, उनके लिए स्कूल, कॉलेजेस, हॉस्पिटल वगैरह खोलना सो दैट वो उनको अवेल कर सके. Economic infrastructure power. It refers to the energy that can be collected and used to operate a machine, household appliances, etc. It is an essential element for economic development and improving the quality of life. Agriculture and other economic activities depend upon the availability of electricity. Development of conventional and non-conventional forms of energy for meeting the growing demands at the reasonable cost is the responsibility of the government. The Ministry of Power is primarily responsible for the government of electrical energy in the country. Transportation. A well-developed transport system plays an important role in the economic development of a country. This system comprises of roadways, railways, waterways and airways. Roadways. The Ministry of Road Transport and Highways is responsible for the formation and implementation of policies and programs for its development. India had a road network of over 63,31,791 km in 2022, the second largest road network in the world. The country road network include national highways, state highways, district road and village roads. Railways. The Indian Railway is the principal mode of transportation for freight and passengers. It brings people together from the remotest areas of the country. It also plays a vital role in the development of agriculture and industry. It has spread over a route length of about 68,584 kilometers. In fact, during about 187 years of its existence, it has played a vital role in the economic, industrial and social development of the country. तो एक कंट्री के लिए, एक आपका गवर्नमेंट के लिए सब चीज़ सुचारू रूप से चलाना मुश्किल होता है, इसलिए वो उन्होंने अलग अलग मिनिस्ट्रीज़ वगैरह डिवाइड कर दी हैं जो अलग अलग चीज़ों को, अलग अलग सेक्शंस को देखेंगी हमारी सोसाइटी के. जैसे कि कुछ जो हैं वो पावर वगैरह देखती हैं, हमारा इकोनॉमिक इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर देखते हैं जिसमें हर जगह इलेक्ट्रिसिटी आजकल आपको पता ही है हर किसी की रिक्वायरमेंट है, इसलिए इलेक्ट्रिसिटी प्रोवाइड करना ये आपका जो आपकी इंडस्ट्री है वो अलग से दिखती है। ट्रांसपोर्ट जो है, यहाँ पे आपका ट्रांसपोर्ट इंडस्ट्री इसे सुचारू रूप से चलाती है, जिसमें आपके रोडवेज आ जाती हैं, रेलवे ट्रैक्स आ जाते हैं एंड वाटरवेज आ जाते हैं। शिपिंग प्लेज अ वेरी सिग्निफिकेंट रोल इन द ट्रांसपोर्ट सेक्टर ऑफ इंडियाज इकोनॉमी। अबाउट 90% ऑफ द कंट्री ट्रेड बाय वॉल्यूम एंड 70% in the terms of value is done by seas. We have the largest merchant shipping fleet among the developing countries. India has 12 major ports that are under the purview of the central government. In addition, there are about 200 non-major ports that come under the jurisdiction of the respective state governments. India has also a developed inland water transport system. It has about 14,500 kilometers of navigable waterways that comprises rivers, canals, lake waters, etc. अब इंडिया जो है वो दूसरे कंट्रीज़ में क्या करता है, सामान इंपोर्ट करता है। ये कुछ आपका हवाई जहाज़ के थ्रू होता है, कुछ ट्रेन के थ्रू होता है, कुछ आपका वाटरवेज के थ्रू होता है। इसके लिए आपके पोर्ट्स वगैरह बनाए जाते हैं, जिनके थ्रू आपके जो सामान है उसको लोड किया जाता है शिप्स वगैरह में, फिर उसको भेजा जाता है। Airways, the Ministry of Civil Aviation is responsible for formulating and implementing schemes for orderly growth and expansion of air transport. Earlier, air travel was expensive and beyond the reach of a majority of citizens, but now, because of the emergence of several private airlines, the fare has come down. As a result, competitive prices has made air travel easier and more accessible to the people. The cargo airlines such as Blue Dart Aviation Private Limited, Deccan Cargo and Express Logistics Private Limited are operating scheduled cargo service in the country. पहले जो एयर सर्विस होती थी वो रिच पीपल ही अवेल कर पाते थे, लेकिन आजकल हर एक प्राइवेट कंपनी ने अपनी एयरलाइंस खोल ली है, तो ये हर एक पीपल के लिए ईजी हो गया है एक जगह से दूसरी जगह जाना थ्रू एयर। Communication today, India has the largest postal network in the world. At present, the country has about 155,000 post offices. India has developed a world-class telecom infrastructure. It is the 5th largest telecom service make in the world. तो हमारी जो communication system है, जो postal network है, वो भी काफ़ी बड़ा है पूरे world में। Social infrastructure health. In real sense, health is not only concerned with the disease. Some other factors also affect our physical and mental well-being. These factors include clean drinking water, sanitation, pollution-free environment, sufficient and nutritious food, proper shelter, and a life without mental strain. All these aspects are a part of our हेल्थ। तो हमारी जो हेल्थ मिनिस्ट्री है वो ये एश्योर करती है कि हर एक बच्चे को या हर एक इंसान को जो नागरिक है इंडिया का, उसको एक हेल्थ स्कीम के अंदर डाला जाए ताकि वो अपनी फिजिकल वेलफेयर के लिए काम कर सके और अच्छी दवाइयाँ उसको मुहैया कराई जा सकें। द स्टेट गवर्नमेंट इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर प्लानिंग, इम्प्लीमेंटिंग एंड मॉनिटरिंग स्कीम टू इम्प्रूव पब्लिक हेल्थ so they set up health centers, hospitals, laboratories for testing, ambulance service, blood banks, etc. In order to run such healthcare facilities, health workers and nurses, doctors and other health professionals are also required. These people advise, diagnose and treat illness. We also need medicines and medical equipment for treating patients. Our state government make arrangement for them. अब डॉक्टर्स और नर्सेज की ज़रूरत होती है हॉस्पिटल्स में, ठीक है, हॉस्पिटल्स आप खोल लेते हो लेकिन वहाँ पे आपके डॉक्टर्स एंड नर्सेज ना हो तो पेशेंट्स को ट्रीट कैसे किया जाएगा। तो वहाँ पे डॉक्टर्स एंड नर्सेज जो है उनको वो जो टूल्स वगैरह चाहिए होते हैं, इक्विपमेंट वगैरह चाहिए, वो भी उनको मुहैया कराए जाते हैं गवर्नमेंट के द्वारा। इन इंडिया गवर्नमेंट्स एफर्ट्स टू इम्प्रूव पब्लिक हेल्थ हैज़ बीन incorporated in 5 years plans on coordinated planning between the state and the center and on sponsoring various health programs. Government expenditure on health is jointly shared by central and state गवर्नमेंट। तो जितना भी हेल्थ रिलेटेड एक्सपेंडिचर होता है, खर्चे होते हैं, ये स्टेट गवर्नमेंट एंड सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट एक साथ इसका जो जिम्मा है वो उठाती है, या जो भी खर्चे होते हैं वो एक साथ ये शेयर करते हैं। India has the largest number of healthcare services in the world, consisting of 3 licensed medical practitioners per 10,000 of population. In countries, a medical college, about 15,000 new graduate doctors and 5,000 postgraduate doctors are trained every year. The number of hospitals in India has grown from 2,717 in 1950 to 11,174 in 1991 and to 18,218 in 2000. Moreover, India is the 4th largest producer of medicine in the world. It is also a large exporter of medicines. तो इंडिया में बहुत सारी मेडिसिन वगैरह भी बनाई जाती हैं लोगों के लिए और कुछ इनको बाहर एक्सपोर्ट भी की जाती हैं। Water supply, we know that water is essential for life and good health. It is necessary for us to meet our daily needs such as drinking, bathing, washing, etc. Safe drinking water can prevent many waterborne diseases like diarrhea, dysentery, cholera, etc. India has one of the largest number of cases of these diseases. According to a report, over 1,600 people, mostly children, die every day because of these waterborne diseases. तो गवर्नमेंट ये इंश्योर कराती है कि हर किसी नागरिक को या हर किसी पर्सन को, हर किसी घर को जो पानी फैसिलिटी है वो अच्छे से मिल सके, क्योंकि आपको पता ही है अगर हम कंटामिनेटेड वाटर पीते हैं तो उससे हमें बहुत सारी बीमारियां हो सकती हैं. But water supply is inadequate in most cities of India. The burden of its shortage falls mostly on the poor. The upper class or the middle class people are unable to cope up with the water shortage through various private means such as digging bore wells, buying water from tankers, installing water purification system in their homes and using bottled water for drinking. But the poor are left out. They have to wait long hours for water tankers which are mostly unavailable. तो कुछ लोग जो है जो रिच हैं वो वाटर खरीद लेते हैं या अपने घर में उन्होंने वाटर प्यूरिफिकेशन सिस्टम इंस्टॉल किया होगा, लेकिन कुछ गरीब लोग जो हैं वो अभी भी पानी जो है वो नहीं अवेल कर पाते. To have safe drinking water is our fundamental rights according to our constitution. The right to water is a part of a right to life under Article 21. This means that it is the right of every person, whether rich or poor, to have sufficient amount of water at an affordable price to meet his or her daily needs. According to a standard set by the Urban Water Commission, the supply of water per person in an urban area in India should be about 135 liters, i.e. about 7 buckets per day. Remarkably, people living in luxury hotels consume up to 600 liters, i.e. 1 bucket a day per person. According to an official report in 2001, only 68% of the households in India had access to drinking water. इसलिए आपने देखा होगा गांव वगैरह में जहाँ पे लोग दूर दूर जाते थे पानी लेने के लिए, वहाँ पे हर घर में नल वगैरह सिस्टम जो है लगाया गया है ताकि उनको घर में ही पानी मिल सके. Sanitation refers to the equipment and system that keeps places clean, especially by removing human waste. It is also a must in prevention of waterborne diseases, but sanitation coverage in India is even lower than the water. According to an official estimate, only about 36% of houses in India have access to sanitation, i.e. toilet facilities within the premises of residents. Here again, it is the poor both in rural and urban areas who lack access to sanitation. अब ये भी अश्योर किया जाता है कि जो सैनिटेशन प्रोसेस है वो भी अच्छे तरीके से चलाया जाए. इसलिए आपने देखा होगा हर घर में जो गवर्नमेंट है वो खर्चा करती है, उनको एक टॉयलेट जो है बना करके देती है. Education before 1976, education was the responsibility of only the state government, but the Constitution Amendment of 1976 provides for inclusion of education in the concurrent list. Education empowers people with the skills that are necessary for the economic development of a country. The government has taken various steps to expand education. It constructs and runs schools, colleges and universities. The 86th Amendment Act 2002 makes elementary education a fundamental right for children in the age group of 16 to 14 years. In order to increase resources, the planned expenditure on education has increased significantly. It has increased from 151 crore in the first 5-year plan to 43,825 crores in the 10th 5-year plan. In 2001, the scheme of Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan was launched. Its aim is to provide useful and relevant elementary education to all children in the age 6 to 14 age group. तो इसी के साथ साथ गवर्नमेंट ये अश्योर करती है कि हर एक बच्चे को एजुकेशन जो है वो प्राप्त हो, और उन्होंने ये डिक्लेयर भी किया है कि 6 से 14 ईयर के जो बच्चे हैं वो स्कूल जाएंगे, उनको एलिमेंट्री एजुकेशन मिलनी ही चाहिए. Housing shelter is one of the basic need just next to food and clothing. It is a state subject, but the central government is responsible for the formulation of policies regarding effective implementation of social housing schemes, particularly for the weaker section of the society. The government has identified housing for all as priority area. इसके साथ साथ गवर्नमेंट ये भी इंश्योर करती है कि हर एक इंसान का अपना खुद का घर हो. All the above mentioned facilities that need to be provided for everyone are known as public facilities. An important feature of a public facility is that when it is provided, its benefit can be shared by many people. For example, a school enables many children to get education. Public facilities relate to people's basic needs. Our constitution recognizes many of these public facilities as being a part of a right of life. One of the most important functions of the government is to ensure that these public facilities are made available to everyone so that everyone could lead a decent life. तो गवर्नमेंट ने ये जो फंक्शनिंग वगैरह चलाई है, ये जो स्कीम वगैरह चलाई है, उसके बाद ये सिर्फ स्कीम बनाने तक ही सीमित नहीं है. गवर्नमेंट ये इंश्योर करती है कि हर एक इंसान जो है वो पब्लिक फैसिलिटीज़ अवेल कर रहा है या नहीं. Keywords: infrastructure, the basic physical and organizational structures and facilities, example buildings, roads and power supplies needed for the operation of the society or enterprise. Healthcare, the service of providing medical care. Points to know: the government perform various functions such as maintaining law and order, providing basic facilities, taking action on social issues, protecting the boundaries, undertaking relief measures, making rules for everyone, etc. The government has economic presence also. Social welfare is possible only when there is economic prosperity. Infrastructure refers to the basic structure or requirement for the development of an economy. For example, electricity, health, education, etc. The schemes launched by the government in sphere like housing, education, health, water, sanitation, etc. have contributed greatly to social and economic development of those in need. तो इस चैप्टर में हमने गवर्नमेंट के जो अलग अलग स्कीम्स हैं, जो फंक्शंस हैं, उनके बारे में पढ़ा ताकि लोग जो है वो अपनी ज़िंदगी सुचारू रूप से जी सके अगर उनको सारी फैसिलिटीज़ वगैरह गवर्नमेंट के द्वारा दी जाए. तो कुछ बेसिक हमारी नीड्स होती हैं जैसे घर, रोटी, मकान, वाटर एक्सेट्रा, तो ये गवर्नमेंट हमें मुहैया कराती है ताकि हमें एक स्टेबल लाइफ जो है वो जी सकें. So children, I hope you understood the chapter very well. Now you will revise the chapter and practice the given exercise to understand the chapter thoroughly.